Hi everyone! Well, to say that I am blown away by your support would be the understatement of the year. So on the day that the pre-order finally started working, this puzzle was the #1 best-selling jigsaw puzzle on Amazon and the #2 best-selling puzzle on Amazon. And you guys left so many nice comments. At the beginning, I was trying to reply and say thank you to every single person who told me that they pre-ordered one. Eventually, there were just too many comments and I had to get back to editing. But if you pre-ordered one, let me just say thank you so much. This means so much to me. But a lot of you did have some questions, including the top question that I received: will this puzzle ever be available internationally? First, let me just say that I am not the one who makes these decisions. Ravensburger has been really great at keeping me in the loop, but selling products internationally is complicated. So for 2022, the next 2 months of this year, this will be exclusive to Amazon US. Now, Amazon US does ship internationally, but you are gonna see some extra shipping fees. However, the puzzle will be included in the Ravensburger 2023 International Wholesale Catalog. So what that means is that next year, retailers all over the world, big and small, will be able to order these in bulk and then sell them directly to you. This is not a limited edition puzzle. It should be available for at least a year, hopefully more if there's still demand for it. And Ravensburger themselves have seen the excitement and are having internal meetings with their subsidiaries, I think is the word they used. France and the Netherlands have already confirmed that they want to sell this puzzle. Other countries aren't confirmed yet, but they're definitely in talks. But if you feel like you need to take some kind of action, what you can do is just get in contact with wherever you usually buy puzzles from, especially if they already stock other Ravensburger puzzles. Tell them that you're interested in getting this puzzle, and then hopefully next year they can get it in stock. And I just want to be totally transparent. This kind of thing is sort of why it took me so long to release a puzzle. It is so much easier to just film and edit a YouTube video and then post it online, and people all over the world can instantly watch it for free. It is so much harder to create a physical product that people want to pay real money for and get it into their hands all over the world. But that is one of the benefits of working with Ravensburger. They already have those vendor relationships set up all over the world. If I was doing this completely independently, #1, this would not exist, and #2, I would never be able to offer it internationally without crazy shipping. Trust me, we're doing the best we can. All right, I thought we would come out here and sit with the actual puzzle. So now, instead of boring logistics, let's talk about the puzzle itself. So a ton of you wanted to know if we would ever be releasing this in a 1,000-piece version, and the answer is maybe. I mean, if there's enough demand and if this one sells well enough, then it's not out of the question. I actually just had a phone call yesterday with the product manager who I've been working with on all of this, and I just want to give her so much credit here because she has been so patient with me and took my ideas and sculpted them into this puzzle, which I could not have done on my own. But anyway, I mentioned it to her yesterday and she was like, you know, I'm gonna look into that and we'll find out. And just to be clear, even though not a single person has asked for this, there's no way that we could ever go any bigger than this. Like, we're not going to be releasing it in a 5,000 piece version. Like, it was enough of a headache just getting the photo big enough for this 3,000 piece puzzle. So this is about as big as we can go for this one. Oh, and also the second puzzle, which we're releasing in the spring, that one is a much more manageable size. So if space was the only issue for you, you'll definitely be able to get that one. So a lot of people wanted to know if they would still be able to solve this even if they don't have an entire dining room table or this much space. And I definitely think you still could. It fits really cleanly on 4 20 by 30 foam boards. So you could totally do it a quarter at a time and then just keep the boards stacked up when you're not working on it. Also, the puzzle itself is broken out into sections, so you could do like the entire red section and the entire blue section and the entire like purple section, and then just piece them all together on the floor once you're ready to put the whole thing together. It might be a little more difficult, but if you have multiple puzzle boards that you can stack up, I really do think you'd be able to do this in a smaller space. Also, I got a bunch of questions about the puzzle board that I was using in my last video where I solved this puzzle. And it is the exact same board that I used in the 24,000 piece puzzle series. So you can go ahead and watch the first video from that series if you want to know the exact measurements and how I made it. Okay, a bunch of people wanted to know how many puzzles are going to be in the Karen Puzzles collection. And so far, just 2. I mean, just this one and then the one that we're doing in the spring. But hopefully it'll be an ongoing collaboration. I think the success of this puzzle means that we'll most likely do a third puzzle, and we're just gonna, see where it goes from there. Okay, again, a question that nobody asked, but I just wanted to answer. How many times do I think I'm going to be solving my own puzzle? Well, I have already solved it twice. And I have 2 reasons for that. The first is that I want to have 2 of them fully put together, but stored in slightly different ways. So one of them I'm gonna take apart into sections that fit in the box, and I'm just gonna stack them up in the box. And then the other one, I'm gonna do the exact same thing, except I'm gonna tape those sections together on the back. And that way, if I need to really quickly put it back together, it is a lot easier to do that rather than trying to work with loose puzzle pieces. Oh my god, you guys, I just realized that now that I have the sections taped together, I can rearrange the sections just like the sections in the puzzle design. This is like a meta puzzleception. This is so confusing to look at. I love this so much. And then the second reason is because I just wanted to solve it for fun. Like, I solved it the first time for the video, which was fun, but there's a lot of other things you have to consider when you're filming a video, like camera angles and time lapses and commentary. So the second time, I really just wanted to enjoy the puzzle on its own. The only part that I filmed is the sorting, because the second time I wanted to sort the pieces from the beginning into a rainbow, and just look at the footage, look at the photos. It looks so beautiful. One thing to note though about sorting as a rainbow, with this specific puzzle, what you have to look at is the background color. So for a piece like this, even though it is mostly yellow, you can see that it's on top of the blue section of the puzzle. So I'm going to sort it with all of the blue pieces. So the rainbow might not look as precise as a regular gradient puzzle, but it is still just really beautiful, really colorful. And honestly, I should have done that in the first solving of this puzzle, like for the main video. Oh, that video would have been so much prettier. Okay, and then the other thing you might be wondering is, did I do it faster the second time? And I did keep track of my times. So the second time I solved it, I actually did most of it all in one day. I started working on it at 1:45 in the afternoon when it looked like this. And then I worked from 1:45 to 4:10, and then from 5:20 to 11:17. Oh man, I am going to regret staying up this late, but I finished the entire puzzle again for the second time. So that was what, like 8 hours in one day? I guess that means it's a good puzzle because I just could not stop working on it. But I thought for sure that I had done it faster the second time. However, when I actually added up the times, the first time I did it was 13 hours and 49 minutes. And then the second time was 14 hours and 25 minutes. So it was actually a full half hour longer, but maybe it just felt like it went faster because I was having so much fun. And then one more question out here. Is there anything else that you do not like about this puzzle? Okay, there is one thing which drives me a little crazy, and it is the fact that the picture on the front is missing a tiny little bit on the short edges of the puzzle. Like if you look at the actual puzzle, I think the green section in the corner is the most apparent. You can see that there's a couple columns of puzzle pieces in the puzzle design, whereas here on the box, you can only see the little sliver of that edge. So when you get yours in the mail, just know that this is not the true puzzle edge. It actually extends a tiny little bit beyond that. And then the other thing is not exclusive to this particular puzzle, but Ravensburger puzzles have a lot of puzzle dust. And especially when you have 3,000 pieces worth of dust, like I literally pulled out my dust buster to clean it all up the first time that I was working on this. What I need to do is get a specific colander that is only for puzzles so I can shake all of the dust off before I actually start working on it. Okay, I'm gonna add that to my Amazon cart right now while I'm thinking of it. All right, back into the studio to do a quick fire round of just a couple more questions. Number one, how did we choose purple for the box? Well, to be honest, I didn't. The Ravensburger designers did. So originally, I had wanted sort of a gradient box like this, but I was a little worried that it would just look exactly like the gradient crypt box. So the Ravensburger designers mocked up a few different box designs, and when we saw this dark purple one and we saw how much the image just popped off of it, we were like, that's the one. Some of you wanted to know what is the finish of the pieces. They have sort of like a slight sheen, but they're not super shiny. When you're doing the puzzle in natural daylight, it is very easy to see the color differences. When I was working on it the second time at night under my overhead light, I realized there was a little bit of glare, but it wasn't too bad, and obviously I still managed to finish the puzzle. Do I make royalties per puzzle? Yes, I do. So if you buy one, yes, you are directly helping to support me. What other puzzles do I recommend right now? Well, what I really hope you'll do this holiday season is give the playgroup a whole lot of love. They didn't have to give me permission to photograph their puzzle for my puzzle. I am so grateful to them. And without them, I mean, this puzzle would not exist. Karen Puzzles, the entire channel, as you know it, probably would not exist. So they obviously have their Gradient series of puzzles, some of my top favorite puzzles of all time. But if you don't want to get those, they also have another line of art puzzles. And all of these are $45 each, which includes the shipping. I think any of those puzzles would make really unique gifts this holiday season. So I'm gonna put the link down below if you want to get any of those puzzles. And finally, this question is like the bane of my existence right now. How do you pronounce Ravensburger? So I do believe that the proper German way to say it is Ravensburger, but it is so hard to change the muscle memory since I've been saying Ravensburger my entire life. Most of the employees that I talk to on the phone, they pronounce it Ravensburger, and I believe the town in Germany that it's named after is pronounced Ravensburg. But most of the puzzlers that I know here in the US, everyone here says Ravensburger. So I don't know. I know that I have a lot of viewers out there who love to correct my pronunciation. So if you would like to debate this out in the comments, go right ahead. All right, so I think those were all the questions. So even though the pre-order debacle was pretty stressful at the time, Ravensburger assured me that this is a long-term project. It'll be available for a long time to come. If you want one, I am sure that within the next year, you will be able to get your hands on one. And now that the pre-order link is working, I am so happy that so many of you have managed to pre-order one. And once you get it, I hope that you love it as much as I do. Anyway, I have to go. I have to get back to editing the videos that I'm making about the National Jigsaw Puzzle Championships that I just went to. So stay tuned for those in the next few weeks. Your code word for the comments will be Ravensburger or Ravensburger, however you say it in your mind. Happy puzzling, and thank you again for all of your support. Like, you really don't know how much it means to me.